What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Young Brother of Soul podcast show. And guess what? It is me, your guy, the Young Brother of Soul. First and foremost, let me just say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. I wish everybody the best of luck, to a healthy New Year, healthy 2026. And stay safe out here, too. Stay safe. And another thing is, I know it's been a while since there was an episode on the Young Brother Soul podcast show. Well, to be honest with you, the Young Brother Soul had to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? Clear my mind, get some thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? Just taking it easy. Well, we're back in business because, like I said, welcome to another episode of the Young Brother Soul podcast show. It's like, no, let me stop playing. So, this is what I want to talk to y'all about on this episode of the Young Brother Soul podcast show. What I want to talk about is the NFL season is over. Believe it or not, yes, the NFL season is over with. But what I want to talk about is, excuse me, by the way, I want to talk about, of course, my hometown team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Playoffs start next week. But before we talk about the playoffs, what I want to talk about is we actually lost today to the Washington Commanders, Redskins, but Commanders. But anyway, we rested our starters, but we did have a chance to win the second seed because the Chicago Bears lost earlier. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And not only that, we had a chance to, excuse me, win the second seed. Well, with a third seed. Now, my thing is this, though. Yeah, I understand you wanted to rest your starters to avoid injuries, which is quite understandable. That it is. But my thing is this, though. You rather, but then again, how can I say this? Make sure y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all think. But would you rather fight for that second seed with your starters, or would you just have your starters rest so we can go into the playoffs next week? Then again, maybe this is best for us to rest our starters going into the playoffs next week. And not only that, hopefully, 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 yes, I'm being very, very dramatic. Hopefully, the offensive play calling will be better than what it was throughout the whole season because the way how the play calling was horrible this year. It was horrible. Like there should be no reason why we didn't score more than what we should have, especially against certain teams that we lost to. Now, hopefully Lane Johnson will come back. He's been out for quite a while due to injury. And like I said during a couple episodes of the Young Brother Soul podcast show, Young Brother Soul, but let me stop. Like I said, the thing about our offenses is just that we're too predictable. And the thing about it is, how can I say this? It's like certain ways Saquon will run the ball. Instead of him going this way, sometimes I wish he go the opposite way just to confuse the other defense. You know what I'm saying? Because and not only that, our offensive lineman has been a little banged up this year. Like I said, hopefully Lane Johnson will come back because the offense really is not the same without Lane Johnson. And not only that, uh, we have a good receiving course. Yes, we do. We do have a good receiving core. But another thing is, like I said, the play calling definitely was horrible during this season because it's like we kept running plays that were not working. But one thing I could definitely say about this team, the 2025 Eagles are way better than the 2023 Eagles. Now, a lot of people thought the way how we were losing games back to back to back, especially games that we should have won, a lot of fans, including myself, well, not really myself, but a lot of us fans thought that we were going to have a collapse like we did in 2023. Well, actually, it didn't turn out to be that way. My thing is this, though. You have an all star offense with that offense. Why is it that each year we have to go through a different offensive coordinator? You know what I'm saying? It's like we have to go through different, this person, that person, this person, that person, that. Like, it's like we can't stick with the same play caller. But my thing is this, though. Since the playoffs is next weekend, and not only that, that our starters on offense had a rest, especially for today, do you think that the play calling is going to be better now that we're going into the playoffs? But the only reason why I'm asking is because it's like I said before, our offense is very predictable. Either we're going to run it, throw it, throw it, run it. But my thing is this, though. Of course, we got Saquon Barkley, but we can't always keep running it with Saquon. We have other running backs, Will Shipley and Tank Bigsby. Those two are actually pretty good running backs. So my thing is this, though. If it's not going to work with Saquon, give him a little time to himself and then let the other running backs do what they have to do. Of course, we still have AJ and Devontae. We still have Jahad, too. I actually like Jahad Dotson. I think he's a very underrated receiver, especially when he gets targets. It's pretty good, pretty good. And another thing what I could say about him is that he doesn't complain a lot. Not saying that AJ shouldn't complain about a lot, but in a way, yeah and no. I do see his part, but like I said, a lot of people see what he's talking about because of the play calling. But my thing is this, though. Like I said earlier, hopefully Lane Johnson will come back, and hopefully the play calling will be better than what it is because we're in the playoffs now. The playoffs is next week. Something's got to give. And the thing about it is, certain games that we won, especially the last one when we won against Buffalo, there should have been no reason why we did not score in the second half. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're a first team in the first half. Well, not first team. We're a team in the first half, as I should say. And then when it comes in the second half, we're not a team. Then it's like we're not a team in the first half, and then we're a team in the second half. It shouldn't be like that. We should be a team during the first and the second half because if you're determined to get back, well, I'm not going to say that, but if you're determined to keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, you have to be a team in the first and the second half. Now, another thing is what kills me is everybody's so quick to blame Jalen. It is not all Jalen's fault. Yes, sometimes he makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but Jalen is a wonderful quarterback. I'm not just saying that because he won Super Bowl MVP or because he won a Super Bowl. I'm saying that because he is a winner. And not only that, he definitely is a game changer. He is. I like Jalen. He's a hell of a quarterback. Yes, he is. And everybody be so quick to criticize him. But the thing about it is, when people criticize him, he gets even better. Yeah, to me, he does. When people criticize him, he gets even more better than what he is. Now, he's a quarterback that went to the University of Alabama. Now, he did get benched in the championship, but he came back and did what he had to do. But then he transferred to Oklahoma, did his thing. Now, a lot of people were skeptical when, well, a lot of us Eagles fans were skeptical when we drafted him in the second round in 2020. Well, look at the results. Look at the results. I mean, he's like I said, he's a winner. He's a winner. And he is the only quarterback in Eagles history to take his team, the Philadelphia Eagles, to multiple Super Bowls. The only. Yeah, he is. And another thing with I want to talk about, of course, from the 2025 season is that defense. This defense is phenomenal, amazing, awesome, great, fun to watch. But another thing about this defense is the reason why certain times they give up quite a few points is because of the offense not giving them time to rest. That's the only thing when it comes to football. When you have a good defense, but your offense is horrible, the defense is going to keep giving up points because they're tired. They're not getting their time to rest. They're not getting their time to, you know, figure out what plays is going to work to stop the other team's offense. That's my thing. And the thing about it is, how can I say this? Keely Ringo, yeah, you're not a starting quarterback. You're not a starting cornerback, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're good on special teams. You can tackle, especially on special teams. But when it comes to covering, man, you now the way how the second string secondary played today, they had so many pass interference called on them. It's like, oh God, like what are you gonna do? Come on, man. You got to do better. You got to do better. Bennett, I mean, he's very touchy hands, but you got to learn when to not touch the receiver, especially when it's thrown to them. If you're trying to touch something, touch the ball or at least go for the ball. But like I said, the only thing that concerns me going into the playoffs, which is next week, is the offense and the play calling. Now, hopefully the play calling will be better. Hopefully they'll make some adjustments. Hopefully the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, will have some tricks up his sleeve. And hopefully Nick Sirianni could see what the problem is, and he already know what the problem is. Come on, man, get it together. Wake up, 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 wake up. This is the playoffs now. This is definitely the playoffs now. Now, my thing is, like I said, is there going to be changes to the offense? Hopefully. But I seriously doubt it. And I just hope that I don't want to keep being a team in the first half and not a team in the second half, or not being a team in the first half and being a team in the second half. We need to be a team during the first and the second half. We have to. We have to do better, especially in order for us to move them further. We have to. And oh man. I just hope that things will just be better than what it was during the season, because okay, we lost our first game to Denver. We actually let them come back, but Denver does have a good defense. Then we lost to the Giants. There should have been no reason why we lost to the Giants. We should have blown them out the first game. Then of course when we lost to Dallas, we had a 21 to nothing lead and we let them come back and win. Then the next week we lost to Chicago. Then the next week after that we lost to the Chargers. The games that we lost, we should have beat the Giants the first time. We definitely should have beat the Cowgirls. Well, the Midgets, as I should say. New York Midgets, Dallas Cowgirls. And we definitely should have beat the LA Chargers. I mean, come on now. It went to overtime. You're at the end zone. There should have been no reason why you're throwing the ball. You should have at least ran the ball let time run for a little bit, and then score a touchdown. That's what should have happened. Now, I know for a fact that yeah, we beat the we beat the Raiders and we beat Washington. We are back to back NFC East champions. It's been over 20 years since we had back to back NFC East champions. Of course, it was the '03 and the '04 Philadelphia Eagles. Well, that '03, mm, 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 mm. '04, we're just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, yeah, we're back to back NFC East champions. Yeah, I'm very proud of them for what they did. But the only thing is, what concerns me, like I said, going into the playoffs, is the play calling. The play calling definitely has to be better than what it was during the season. In order for us to move further into the playoffs, the play calling has to be way better. It has to be way better. Mm, 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 mm. Way better. Now, hopefully, if we beat San Fran, hopefully Green Bay will beat Chicago. And if we play Chicago, hopefully the Rams will beat Seattle. But, you know, mm, we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to wait and see. But, you know, I'm a proud Eagles fan. Don't get me wrong. But, like I said, the play calling, it definitely has to be better. I mean, if Saquon don't do his thing, during the playoffs, like I said, give the ball to Will Shipley or Tank Bixby. Tank Bixby, like I said, is a good running back. So, you know, other than that, like I said, the offense it just has to be better. And like I said, we have to stop being too predictable, especially against like, and everybody's going to be after us because we're the defending Super Bowl champions. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know, I believe Jalen is going to do all right. One thing I could say about Jalen, he doesn't really turn the ball over as much, and people still criticize him. So, like I said, it's like when people criticize him, the better he gets. And you know, I just, oh boy, like I said, I'm just worried about the offense. That's just all I'm worried about. The defense is going to be wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. The defense is going to be wonderful, and our run defense is, excuse me, as I should say, awesome. But you know, like I said, the offense is the only thing that I'm worried about. But like I said earlier, do you think that the Eagles should have rested their players? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't a good idea. But if you think about it, sometimes when we rest our players, the better we be in the playoffs. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes when we rest our players, you know, at the end of the last week of the football season, sometimes we do better in the playoffs. So we shall see what's going to happen. That's all I'm gonna say. We just shall see. We shall see what's going to happen. Now, leave a comment if you agree with me. Yes or no, no or yes. Just leave a comment. But other than that, fly Eagles fly. Playoffs is next week, and like I said, I just hope that the defense will be way. I mean, excuse me, not the defense. The offense will be way better than what it was during the 2025 season. I just wish, we develop more, especially if we're trying to go further than what we want to during this football season. Well, during the playoff season. Now, another thing is, what I'm going to be talking about a little later is, can't wait to see what the Sixers are going to do, you know, after football season. Can't wait to see what the Sixers are going to do. Phillies, I'm not worried about y'all right now. Y'all, I'm still disappointed in you guys. I mean, we'll talk about y'all a little later. But other than that, like I said, I can't wait to see what the Sixers are going to do. I mean, I love my hometown team, the Sixers. Yeah, I do. Flyers, well, we not worried about y'all neither. But I love my hometown team, the Flyers. But, ooh, excuse me, Flyers. Y'all, I love the Flyers too. But I love my hometown team, Sixers. But what are y'all going to do during this season? Do I think that y'all going to make the playoffs this year? Of course, I think y'all going to make the playoffs this year. Are y'all going to go any further? Now that I don't know. That I don't know. That I don't know. Do I think that Joel Embiid is a good basketball player? Yeah, he's a good basketball player, but he can't stay healthy. Now I understand. Yeah, he's a tall dude, but sometimes you're a big dude like that. Sometimes you gotta fight through them injuries. You gotta play through them injuries, man. Come on, man. Come on. Tyrese Maxey, awesome. That rookie point guard, EJ, I forgot his last name. I can't pronounce it. He's good. Jared McCain, good. But like I said, the only thing that concerns me with the Sixers is Joel Embiid. Is he a good I was about to say good quarterback. Is he a good basketball player in the NBA? Yes, he is, but he's very injury prone. Okay? Injury prone. Like I said, football season is damn near over with, so can't wait to see what y'all hear from me next week after the playoffs. But when the football season is over with, I want to see what the Sixers are going to do. I want to see what the Sixers are going to do because it's been over 40 years since we had a championship here, NBA championship in Philadelphia. I wasn't even born when the last time that the Sixers won a championship, and that was in 1983. We've been to the finals in 2001, which of course we lost to the Lakers. But yes, like I said, it's been a long time since we had an NBA championship here. I mean, is there ever going to be one coming here in Philadelphia? It can happen, but who knows when is it going to happen though? That's the thing though. Everybody keeps saying, well, not everybody. The Sixers keep saying, especially with management, they keep saying trust the process, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. Well, we've been trusting the process for a very long time now. And how long is it going to take for us to keep trusting the process that y'all keep claiming that may or may not work? Because, I mean, clearly it has not been working for these past few years. I mean, the only thing with the Sixers is that sometimes when they go to the playoffs, they'll force a game 7 in the second round, but they cannot get past in the second round. Like, what will it take for the Sixers to get past that second round? Like, what will it take? I mean, 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023. I mean, what will it take? And all of those games have been a game 7. But my thing is this, though. If you can force a game 7, if you can force a game 7, there should be no reason why you're not showing up in game 7. You know what I'm saying? There should be no reason why you're not showing up in a game 7 if you forcing it. Because like I said, it's been over 40 years since we had an NBA championship in the city of Philadelphia. We had a World Series in Philadelphia. We had 2 Super Bowls in Philadelphia. It is time for an NBA championship to come back to the city of Philadelphia. It is time for a Stanley Cup to come to the city of Philadelphia. It's been over 40 years since we had an NBA championship, like I said. It's been over 50 years since we had a Stanley Cup in the city of Philadelphia. Now, my thing is this, though, and you know what? And not only that, it's been over 15 years since we had a World Series in Philadelphia. And you know what? You know what? I'm not just going to talk about the Birds right. You know what? I'm not going to talk about the Birds right now. No more. I'm going to talk about the other sports team in Philadelphia. Yes. You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Like I said with the Phillies, a few Phillies players said that they're tired of hearing about the 2008 World Series. Like Jimmy Rollins said, well, if you're tired of hearing about the 2008 World Series, win a World Series, then you won't have to hear about 2008. You know what I'm saying? The Sixers management or players keep saying, trust the process. Trust the process. And the thing about with the Flyers is, don't get me wrong, the Flyers are a young team. That's another thing. But the thing is, when you have a young team, sometimes it's always good to have some veterans to help these young players to get what they need. You know what I'm saying? That's why, in a way, like I said, you know what? I'm going to stop talking about the Eagles. We're going to talk about the Sixers. This draft coming up, the Sixers should draft a new center. Just in case if Embiid stays longer than what he has because of injuries. They should draft a center. I mean, like I said earlier, how many times are we going to keep hearing about trust the process, trust the process, trust the process? It's not working, okay? It's not working. It's not working. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they have been winning. But guess what? Like I said, it's been since 1983 since the Sixers won an NBA championship. It is time for an NBA championship to come to the city of Philadelphia. And it is definitely another time for a World Series to come to the city of Philadelphia. I've seen the Phillies win 1 World Series. Well, I've seen them lost 2. I've seen the Eagles won 2 Super Bowls. And of course, I've seen them lost 2. But I'm not going to say I ain't going to talk about the Eagles no more. I've seen the Sixers lose 1 championship. It is time. Do you think it's a possibility that the Sixers should move on from Joel Embiid? Yes, maybe. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Like I said, the Flyers, they're young. They're a young team. So it's going to be a while for them, for them to get it together. But Sixers, like I said, I just want to see a championship come here. I just want to see an NBA championship come to Philadelphia, and we're good to go. We are good to go. We are good to go because the NFL season's almost over with. So I'm gonna definitely start watching some more basketball games, even though I'm not a big basketball guy. But I think I'm gonna start watching some more basketball games just to see what's gonna happen. Like I said earlier, do I think they're gonna make the playoffs? Well, you know what? Do you think they're gonna make the playoffs? Well, you know what? Do you think that they will ever win a championship again? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm ready to see an NBA championship come to the city of Philadelphia. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I wasn't born when they won their last championship, and I was 5 years old when they lost that last one they went to, and that was their last appearance in the NBA Finals. Come on, Sixers. Come on, Sixers. It's time for a championship to come to Philadelphia. It is time. Everybody wants to see a NBA championship come to the city of Philadelphia. Everybody is ready. Now, how long we're going to have to wait, I don't know, but it's time. Like I said, keep trusting the process. We shall see. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is the Young Brother of Soul. Ooh. And this is the end of the Young Brother of Soul podcast show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, hit that notification button for quite a few more episodes of the Young Brother of Soul podcast show, which definitely are coming. Like I said, I had to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when football season is definitely over with, I definitely will be watching some more. Definitely will be watching some basketball games this year. I'll try my best though, but we just shall see what's going to happen. Like I said, it's time for an NBA championship to come back to the city of Philadelphia. Who knows how long it's going to be? But hopefully it be well. Like they said, trust the process, right? But yeah, yeah, yeah. We shall see. But make sure y'all tune in for another episode of the Young Brother Soul Podcast Show. Thank you.